I am Rashi Mathur, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, St. Joseph's Degree and PG College. Today I have selected this very important topic from BCom first year syllabus, which is the triple column cash book. It is also known as the 3-column cash book, and it records all the transactions related to cash transactions of the business as well as transactions of the bank as well. Because we know cash book is a very important subsidiary book which is prepared by all businesses, wherein it records their cash transactions, basically the receipts of cash and the payments of cash. So triple column cash book, like any other cash book, is divided into two sides. The first part, the left hand side, is called as the receipt side, and the right hand side, which is our credit side, is called as the payment side. So where you write particulars, we could also write it as it is the particulars or the receipts, and the payments are written on the right hand side, which is the credit side. So debit side, receipts, credit side, payments, like any other cash book. What is extra in this cash book is we record not just transactions which are entered in the form of cash, but as well as transactions related to checks, transactions related to deposit in the bank account as well. So whenever there are such transactions wherein the businessman has received a check, he will write it in the bank column. Whenever he issues check, he will write it in the bank column on the credit side. So whether it is a receipt of check or an issue of check, we will use not the cash column, but it is the bank column. The third and the last column, which is called as the discount column, is recorded. Again, you can see it on both the sides. The debit side is called as discount allowed and the credit side is discount received, because we are all aware that discount allowed is an expense and it is debited. Discount received is an income and therefore it is credited. So on the credit side we record it as discount received there. Coming to how to solve this sum or how to prepare it, it is simple as you do your ledger posting, you will be writing the transactions here. Whenever there's a receipt, write it on the debit side. Whenever there's a payment, write it on the credit side. So as you can see, these are all the transactions of the business over a period of time for the month of January are given to us. We have to only take those transactions which are involvement of cash, which are cash transactions, wherein either there's a receipt or a payment of cash. Only those transactions will be affecting into our cash book. Transactions such as credit transactions do not affect your cash book. This is one point, major point, which we have to keep in our mind. So when we start the business, when we start what is called as any year, you will have the balance bring forward from the previous year. That is on 1st of January, he's given us what is the cash in hand and the balance at bank. Remember, cash book always shows what balance? Cash book always shows a balance of, it shows debit balance. So come to the debit side and we record. First we bring down the balance in the date column, write it as January 1st. To balance brought down. This is the opening balance. Cash in hand opening balance, we'll record it in the cash column 5374, and the bank balance in the bank column 15,490 rupees. The next we have cash sales. Whenever goods are sold, it is a receipt or a payment of cash. When we sell goods, we receive cash. So on the debit side, the receipt side, the date is January 3rd. We will record it as the journal entry cash account debit to sales account. So I will record it as cash account is debited to sales account in the cash column 6,400. Simple. Next we have the third transaction. He says paid into bank 7,000 rupees. What type of entry is this? When I pay money into the bank, the entry comes as?
Bank to cash.
What is a journal entry? Bank account debited to cash account. So it is nothing but such an entry wherein one aspect of the transaction is the bank column, the second aspect of the transaction is the cash column. Both are affected in the triple column cash book itself. Such transactions are known as contra entries. And when we have a contra entry, we have to make sure that we are going to record the posting once on the debit side, once on the credit side. So if you see, the bank column is being debited. This is as on 5th of January. It says bank account debit to cash. So write that to cash account. To denote that it is a contra, in the LF column you have to record the letter C, capital C. And then in the bank column, come to the bank column and write the amount. How much did we pay into the bank? The amount paid into the bank is 7,000 rupees. Same thing, now we have to also post the cash aspect. So come to the payment side or the credit side, 2023, write the date, it is January 5th, as by bank account. By bank account, show that it is a contra entry, and this is the cash aspect which is getting credited. So in the cash account, write it as, in the cash column, 7,000 rupees. Am I clear, everyone? We have to record the contra entry twice. It gets affected on both the sides with the same amount but in a different column. Next one is, we have received a check from Mr. Sneh. Whenever we receive a check, we will write it on the receipt side or the debit side itself. But we have to always make sure whenever we receive a check, you have to check whether that person's check was deposited on this very same day or it was deposited on a later date. So you have to come down, read the whole sum and check if Sneha's check has been deposited on a later date. Does it say there? Does it say Sneha's check was deposited later? Check the problem. On the 8th, what do you see? On 6th, he says paid Sneha's check was 700 rupees. So we have received it on 6th and we deposited the check on the 8th of January. So the day that we receive the check, you will write it only in, it is considered as just cash because we haven't paid that check into the bank. We did not deposit it, still lying with us. So I will write it as, whom did I receive it from? Who is the giver? To Sneha. To Sneha account, 700 rupees, not in the bank column but only in the cash column, because on 6th I have received it, but on 8th I am depositing it into the bank. So on 6th, do not write it in the bank column, but it is simple cash, so I am writing it in the cash columm itself. Then on 8th, when I pay it into the bank, what is a journal entry? When a check is deposited or when you pay into the bank, we just did it. Bank account debit to cash account. So now I will, on 8th, I will say January 8th, bank account is debited to cash account with the amount of the check, which is 700 rupees. 700 is recorded in the bank column now, and the credit aspect is by bank in the cash column. In the cash column, say that it is a contra entry, 700 rupees in the cash column. Don't forget to write the letter C for all contra entries in the LF column. So Sneha's check was received on 6th, and I have recorded it in the cash column itself. Then whenever it was deposited, that day I'll write the contra entry of check deposited into bank. That day I'll write bank account debit to cash account, and the money gets into my bank account on 8th. This is clear, everybody? Next one, on 10th we have paid to Anurag by check 980 and discount allowed by him. See, there's a trick here. He's using the word discount allowed, but he says discount allowed was by him. Anurag allowed discount. For us it is discount received, because we know that whenever we pay money, we receive discount, and whenever we receive money, cash, we allow discount. So don't get carried away with the word of discount allowed. It should be nothing but discount received, because Anurag allowed discount means for us it is discount received. Payment, so which is the payment side? Credit side. So come to the credit side, paid to Anurag. So Anurag is the receiver. By Anurag account, what have you paid him? You have paid him a check, and therefore 980 goes into the bank account. Discount received was 20 rupees. Is that clear? Next one, cash purchases 2,500. Whenever I purchase, I have to make a payment. So it is again on the payment side. The date is 12th. By purchases in the cash column, amount 2,500 in the cash column. The next one, withdrew from bank for office use. What are you withdrawing? We are withdrawing cash. So cash is received. So I'll write it on the receipt side. What is a journal entry for this? Cash to, where are you withdrawing from? From the bank. So cash account debit to bank account. Again, what type of entry? It will have effect on both the sides. First I will write it on the debit side as 14th to bank. Cash account is debited to bank. Again, don't forget the letter C in the LF column. Write it in the cash column. How much did we withdraw? We have withdrawn 5,000 rupees. Same 14th I will write it as bank account is credited by cash. By cash account. Show that it is a contra entry and write it in the bank column. 5,000 rupees in the bank column. Is the contra entry concept clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, both the sides gets affected. Next one is received a check for 950 from Lucky. Whenever we receive a check, immediately that condition you have to check if Lucky's check has been deposited on a later date. Do you see Lucky's check paid into bank later? Yes. On 19th he says paid Lucky's check, which means what? 15th when I received it, I did not put it into the bank. I am putting it after 4 days into the bank. The day I receive it, I will consider it as, very good, I will receive it, I am considering it only as cash. So it's a receipt, so I am coming to the receipt side and write it there as, who is the giver? Lucky and Company account. We are receiving a check of 950, but write it only in the cash column. Yes, and discount received is 50 rupees in the, sorry, discount allowed is 50 rupees, because when we receive we have to allow discount. So discount allowed 50 rupees in the discount column. Right? Next one, on 18th, cash sales. When you sell goods, you receive cash. So again on the receipt side, on 18th it is 2 sales. Cash account debit to sales account. 2 sales, 7,500 rupees. Very simple. Then 19th, what happened? We paid into bank. This Lucky's check was deposited into bank for 950, and along with that check of 950, he also deposited cash of 4,000 as well. So total, how much did we deposit?
4,950.
Very simple, 4,950 total amount deposited into the bank. When you deposit into the bank, what is a journal entry? When we deposit cash in the bank, what is the entry? Bank is the receiver, so bank account debit to cash account. Which entry? Contra entry. So on 19th, paid into the bank, you will write it as contra entry. Paid into the bank, contra entry is bank account debit to cash. Write it as here. In the bank column, total amount deposited is 4,950 rupees. Cash plus the check, total we are putting it into the bank. And the contra entry, second effect will be cash is credited by bank. So on the credit side, write it as by bank in the cash column. Now how much will you write? How much of cash are we depositing? Only 4,000. And 1 second. And there is this Lucky's check which was also treated as 950. So it is going to be 4,000 plus the check of 950 which we treated as initially as cash itself. That also we are depositing it to the bank. So it will be 4,950 in the cash column. Clear? Next one, paid for stationery. Again payments. On the payment side, by stationery. When is the date? January 21st. Write the date as by January 21st. Transaction, all payments, expenses by stationery. How much did we purchase? He didn't say it is by check. Even expenses when they are paid by check, you have to see. If they are paid by check, write it in the bank column. But if they are paid by cash or he doesn't specify anything, it is assumed that it is paid by cash. See the next one, paid commission to Rakesh. What did I say? By check. So it comes as, whom did I pay commission to?
Rakesh.
Is that important? When I pay expense, party to whom I paid, whether it is A, B, C, Rakesh or whoever, the person is not important. We have, right, rent paid to landlord. Landlord is not important. What is important is rent and cash or bank. Same way here, when expenses are paid, party is irrelevant. It is going to be, what will be the journal entry? Paid commission. Commission account debit to, how did you pay it? By bank. So it will be bank is credited on the payment side on account of commission. What is the date? Jan 23 by commission account. By bank check you have paid. So in the bank column 500 rupees. Done? Don't make the mistake of writing Rakesh just because it is given there. Whenever expenses are paid, to whom it is paid is not important. It's going to be expense to cash. So what is the expense here? Commission. So it's going to be commission to cash, but because we have paid it by check, we are writing it as commission to bank. So that's why we got it as by commission account. Is this clear? Next one, received check for 1,000 rupees from Chandramohan and paid the same into the bank. So what did he do now? He received it and on the very same day he put it into the bank as well. So what will we do? We'll write it directly in the bank column. Receipt side, who is the giver? 25th to Chandramohan. To Chandramohan, we have received a check and we have paid it into the bank on the same day. So I will write 1,000 rupees directly in the bank column. There is no need to write it in the cash because he is mentioned there very clearly that he's paid it on the same day. Done till here, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Then on 27th, what happened? Lucky's check. The check that you deposited for 950, that got dishonored. What is meant by dishonor of checks? Ganga? One person. What is meant by dishonor of checks means? check money. So what will happen?
Just reverse the entry.
We pass a reversal entry. Very good. Check dishonored means due to insufficient funds or when the check is not drawn properly. That is, there you have made any mistake in writing the name of the account, the number or the figures, some mistake in drawing the check, or due to insufficient balance in the account, the check gets dishonored. So the check that you received from Lucky on 15th, that check has got dishonored now. All we have to do is pass reverse entry. Which is that reverse entry? You wrote it as to Lucky. So now I'll write it as by Lucky's account on 27th, by Lucky and Company. By Lucky and Company, because now Lucky and Company becomes Lucky and Company becomes your debtor once again, because the payment that they gave, the check that they gave got bounced, got dishonored. So once again they become your debtors and amount is still due for 950. So we are bringing back that debit again and we are debiting Lucky's account once again. Then next, drew a check for personal use. Personal use means drawings. Domestic use, personal use, all of it is drawings. So we are drawing a check. When a check is drawn on the credit side, 29th we have it as by drawings. And because it is a check, we will write it in which column? In the bank column, 800 rupees. In the bank column, 800 rupees. This is clear? Next one, paid salaries by check and by cash. Now the businessman is paying salaries to his staff and he's paying it partly by check and partly by cash. How much ever? Nothing, but it's an expense for me. Salaries. How much is check? We'll write it in the bank column. How much of cash? We write it in the cash column. So write it as he's paid it on 31st by salaries on the payment side. By salaries, he's paid 1,500 by check. So write that in the bank column. And the amount of cash paid 500 in the cash column. That is clear? Yes. Bank charges are there. 220 rupees, insurance premium 520 as shown in the passbook. Now what is this passbook? Passbook is what? You all have an account and there's a passbook given to you by the banker. You and I are not going to record entries there. Who will record entries in the passbook? Very good. The banker only maintains the passbook. He's giving us the possession. It's a copy of a statement of an account of ours to let us know and keep a record of the transactions of our bank account as such. Sometimes what happens is there are certain payments and there are certain receipts which are directly done in the bank account itself. Like he says here, bank charges. When the banker, for all the services that the bank is giving you, he will charge an amount, nominal amount, 10 rupees, 20, 50 rupees. So what does the banker do? He debits that money directly from your account. Whatever is the money in your balance in your account, from there the amount gets automatically deducted. Then a message is sent to the account holder. You receive a message saying that bank charges have been debited. So these are something which are called as automatic payments which go out of your account without you making it. You are not going to make the charges payment. It is directly deducted from your account. Same way, insurance premium you give when you have taken the insurance itself, you will authorize the banker to deduct the premium amount. You will authorize the banker to deduct and pay the rent amount each year. EMIs go out. Like that, you are giving instructions to the banker that make a payment of this amount from my account regularly. These are called as standing orders. What are they? Standing orders means the banker, without your, every time you don't have to do it, banker automatically pays this money in from your account as such. Only thing is that he'll mention it to you by a message. You will receive that so and so amount was deducted on account of insurance premium, or on account of rent, or on account of your EMI or your interest on loan, whatever is the case. So such expenses, when they are directly paid out and they are shown in the passbook, we will record it also in our cash book the same way. These are all payments, so I will write it as by on the payment side, bank charges on the payment side by bank charges. Which column will you write? Where are they being deducted from? From the which column? Bank column. Again, by, these are all on 31st. By bank charges, by insurance premium, by insurance premium 520 in the bank column only. Finished? Once we finish all the transactions, we need to now balance the cash book. Each column, debit side minus the credit side. Find out the balance.
25,924.
Which column? Debit side. Find out the difference. Do it on your calculator. Find out the difference. Debit minus the credit. Debit minus the credit. Cash column 10,000. Did everyone get that? Same way, do the bank column. Debit total minus the credit total. Is that the answer? Balance? Do the balance and tell me. Do the balance. Debit side minus the credit side. Receipts minus the payments, you get the balance. 18,870 is the by balance. We write it as carried down because it is carried down to the next period, which is February in this case. Did everyone get those figures? Please check everyone. And then finally we will total up and say that both the sides are equal. How much is the total? 920. 924. And bank column? 29,000. Discount, you see, I have only one figure, so the total discount allowed comes to 50 rupees. Same, write it on the credit side as well, write the totals, and the discount received is only 20 rupees. So triple column cash book with all the three columns of cash, bank and discount. Receipts minus the payments, you will get the closing balance. This balance, bring it down to the next period. Next period, again come to the debit side. You have all written this. By balance carried down, totaled it up. Yes, once you finish totaling it up, come back to the debit side and write it as again. Now it becomes February. Next period is February 1st. We will write it as to balance brought down. February 1st we will start off with to balance brought down. Write whatever is the balance answer you have got. 10,000 in the cash column, 10,154 and 18,870 in the bank column. Do not bring down the discount columns, only the cash and bank needs to be brought down. This is called as opening balance of the cash book for the month of February, and then we'll start recording the transactions of February with the opening balance of cash and bank. This is called as a debit balance or a favorable balance. A debit balance or a favorable balance. In case it's only the bank column which can show you what is called as an overdraft balance. Suppose I get the balance here, the closing balance is on the debit side. It means that receipts are less than, pay attention, receipts are less than the payments, and therefore I call it as overdraft balance. That time I will bring it down as by balance brought down. You will write the figure only in the bank column. This is called as your overdraft balance or an unfavorable balance. Overdraft. What is meant by overdraft, Sheetal? What is overdraft? Overdraft is? It's a liability. Why? What is the meaning of it? Anyone? What is meant by overdraft? Loudly. It's a short-term loan. Very good. It's a short-term loan of, sit down, 15 days. It's given by bank to the regular business customers. So when you get an overdraft balance, it's called as the credit balance, which is a loan which we have borrowed from the business, from the bank, and we have to repay that back within 15 days. That's with your triple column cash book, or it's also known as your 3-column cash book. Any questions? All right. Thank you then. I hope it was clear. It's a very important topic and we all have to practice on this. Thank you very much.